Alright guys, welcome to July favorites. Very excited. First of all, the past couple videos that have gone up, I probably haven't gotten to your comments yet. And maybe by the time this goes up I will have, but I'm just apologizing after the fact. So I haven't had internet in my house since Wednesday. Today is Sunday. Tomorrow supposedly someone will be here to fix it. Can you guys just imagine not having internet at home? Like, yes, you can use data, but you can only use so much. Like, I'm already over, you know what I mean? I'm on a shared plan and we have a lot of data. So I just will pop it on and off based off of like little random things I have to do. So sorry if I haven't gotten back to you guys. Yeah, things just keep on moving along so positively. If you watched an earlier video, I was talking about how I had an injury earlier in the month and that just blew up my life for like a couple weeks, and then now it's kind of like more stabilized. But anyway, tangent, makeup, skincare, exciting things. So I'm gonna start off with skincare. This is the Good Molecules Glycolic Exfoliating Toner. This is one of their newer products. It's so nice. I love it so much. So they, of course, on their box packaging now include their ingredient list down to the percentages. So you have 79% water, you have 5% dipropylene glycol, 3.5% glycolic acid, and that's all you really need to know. It's like the top 3 to 5 ingredients, right? There's a little bit of glycerin in there, salicylic acid, niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, things that you would recognize, sodium hyaluronate, and hyaluronic acid, and hydrolyzed hyaluronic acid. These are all very low on the list. So this is a gentle glycolic. If you like glycolic, you'll like this. If you love glycolic, you'll also love this, and if you're afraid of glycolic acids or acids in general, you'll like this. This one is good. The Ordinary has, I think, a 7% one. That's the one I use most often. Like if I want to treat milia under the eye, I'll either dab it on top of or under my moisturizer just to get rid of, like, you know, it really helps just clear it up. So this, because it's 3.5, it's a little less than what my skin is used to. I can use this every day. Every night I can apply it, wake up in the morning, it just kind of refreshes your skin a little. It's like a mini, super like mild retinol type effects, if you're familiar with those. So big fan. They have actually come out with a retinol. I don't know if it's been released yet. I don't know if they're gonna send it to me. I do get the bulk of their new releases, so I'm here to tell you this one is really good and we look forward to trying out the retinol. Okay, the Super Matcha Pore Tightening Serum by Some by Me. I know we've only been using this for 2.5 weeks. But it's so good, so we're just gonna include it in the favorites because this is something that instantaneously had results for me. So I have been more aware of the pores on my nose, like in this area and like around my nose. The around the nose is still not bothering me that much, but I just noticed it a little more when I'm applying makeup, and I don't know if I just need to go in and do like a full cleanse and extractions and everything, but I really don't think so. It's like pretty smooth feeling to me. And I was dabbling in the world of pore filling primers. I actually picked up the Tarte Timeless Smoothing, whatever that one that everyone loves. I haven't tried it yet, but I still might, because this has been so good. I did not need to even delve into that arena of makeup products. I applied this at night, just in that area the first time, and I was like, I instantly looked a little more mattified, and I'm like, I don't know if this is tricks, but my pores look smaller or less visible. So I was like, okay, put on the rest of my skincare, woke up in the morning, cleansed my skin, applied this to my whole entire like T-zone area, and it looked amazing. And then I put makeup on top of it. I even inserted a clip in the Yes Style video where I talked about this because I was like, okay, I need them as in you to know that this is such a good product. Granted, I probably have what would be considered a very mild situation, but it was instantaneous, the results I saw. So let's say you have a huge pore situation, maybe applying this will eliminate 50% of what you think you're seeing. I mean, that's also an improvement, right? So I have been consistently using this. So I like it. It doesn't dry my skin out, and I'm using it as a makeup primer, basically. I mean, it's so nice. Okay, next I want to talk about a couple sunscreens. One of them is the Paula's Choice Youth Extending Daily Hydrating Fluid Broad Spectrum SPF 50. This one is a little like liquidy and white when it comes out, but it goes on beautifully under makeup. I see a lot of people talk about this, at least on TikTok. I've had this for a while. I've probably talked to you guys about it at least a couple times, but I wanted to highlight sunscreens right now because we're in the summertime, and It's light. You can mix it with your moisturizer. You can apply it by itself. And then the same goes with this one, the Pore UV Watery Essence SPF 50 PA 4+. I do the same thing with both of these. I either put it on by itself because they're moisturizing enough for the summer, or I mix them together in the winter. So this one is more glowy, the Pore, very, very glowy. And then the Paula's Choice kind of leaves somewhere between like a natural and glowy. Demi-glowy, is that what I don't know. These are both really good. Great for protection. I bring it down to my neck and they look good under makeup, which for me is a very, very huge selling point when it comes to sunscreens and SPF. Okay, onto the makeup things. Very exciting. So I actually had filmed an entire clip regarding sharing all of the makeup I had on my face, and it included this palette. But by the time I was ready to upload it, I had already uploaded other things. I don't know, my whole July schedule of filming and like was all messed up. But so we have the makeup on again today. We have eyeshadows and bronzers and highlight. This is the, oh my God, I should tell you what it is. It's the JOA Chasing the Sun palette. My love for this palette, beyond. Just when you see the eyeshadows and you see the bronzers and everything in it, you're gonna be like, yeah, I get it. I applied this shade all over my eye, top, bottom, in and around. And then I went through and did a lesser version of that, you know, with this shade. This is the shade that made me buy the palette. Actually, it's this shade and then these two bronzers. So 1, 2, and then I use this matte shade to create depth. Finally, I have this shade on as bronzer, this shade on as contour, and then I have a highlight down my nose and on the heights of my cheekbones and on my upper lip. The thing is, I really tried a lot of JOA Beauty when it first released at CVS, and I was kind of whatever about it. I tried out concealers, lip products, brow pencils, eyeshadow. I remember trying out a lot of their stuff, and it was just like okay. So I probably hauled it, swatched it, showed it to you, but I never talked about it again because I wasn't particularly interested. This palette, I saw it swatched online and I was just like, I think I could be really into this. So the eyeshadows, the mattes are kind of, you know, your normal, slightly dusty shades, and dusty as in formula wise. And then the glimmers and shimmer metallic type shades are kind of hard pressed, and you kind of need to like move your finger into it to get like, you know, full on pigmentation, but you can also just use like a flat brush, which is what I did, and just like press it into the eye. The bronzers are a little hard pressed, and the highlight is also pretty hard pressed, but the hard pressed highlight, even though it's a powder, when you apply it, it looks like a Baked Gelée highlighter because of like the way the formula is. It's very interesting. I really like it. The Nabla Cupid's Arrow is next on the list, and we have number 5 and number 7. Number 5 I use as an eyeshadow base, and I've used this on my lips before. It looks really pretty. I haven't used it on my face. I wonder if I could like contour with this shade or bronze a little bit. And then number 7 is very, very similar to MAC Costa Riche. I'm gonna have them swatched so you can compare. But the Nabla obviously stays way, way longer. These, you have a very short amount of time to kind of like blend, wiggle, shift around before it sets and you're kind of, can't really do anything about it anymore. Costa Riche does not do that for me. It's not supposed to, it's a kohl, but I just have swatch comparisons for you so you can see if you've been interested or if you really like Costa Riche, but you can never get it to stay. Okay, more complexion products that I've been loving. There's just a lot of bronzers here, guys. Sorry, I've been trying a lot. The JOA Glow On Girl Bronze and Glow Duo. I picked this up because I needed to round out my order from JOA. So JOA is not, it is sold at CVS, but this palette is not sold on CVS's website or in their stores. So I had to pick up something to get free shipping. So I was like, I didn't mind because I was like very excited to try other stuff. So this is what this palette looks like. The bronzer in this is softer and like more powdery. And then the highlight in here is very similar to the one that's in the palette where it's a little hard pressed, but also just gives it the Baked Gelée vibes that we love. This I've already shared with you. It's the Huda Beauty Glowish bronzer. This is in the shade Tan Light. I want to say for the first part of the month, I use the JOA Beauty. I use that palette a lot for bronzer. And then as we moved into like the remainder of the month, like the last couple weeks, it's been this that's been on my cheeks a lot. So it's just so good. This I think looks the best when you use like a synthetic brush, like a really fluffier synthetic brush, or like not even a super fluffy one. Just I something about this formula, you need to go synthetic. Lastly are two bronzers from Iconic London. So these I picked up off of the Feel Unique website. I should have a video with Cult Beauty and Feel Unique coming up soon. I've been making some purchases from there. They've been doing really good promotions. So these are huge, huge bronzers. There's 17 grams of product. This one is called Medium Bronze. It's a more cooler toned shade. And then this is Warm Bronze, which is a little bit more pigmented, but warmer. These are also a hard press formula. It's so interesting. I mean, these are made in Italy, I believe. Let me see. The JENWAN one is actually made in Korea. Oh my gosh, okay. Anyway, hopefully all this other stuff makes it onto the CVS website at some point. So those are all the eyeshadows swatched. Again, I have this all over, like pretty blown out, and then this all over less blown out, with this creating all the depth in my eyes. Those are the two bronzers, and then that's the highlight. Like it's there, but not really. Love that kind. And then those are the arrows, number 5, 7, and then a comparison with Costa Riche. I love my eye makeup today. I figured out something new to do. If you are doing your wing liner and it's starting to get a little awkward and thick, don't keep making it thicker. I've been doing this for a while and I didn't really like connect the two as to why I was doing it. And then I realized it's like every time I think I've drawn my line in like weird or chosen the wrong spot to start and I don't want to start over. So I have drawn like, I think I probably started off one weird line. I was like, well, that doesn't look right. So then I just draw in like so many more eyelashes using the liquid liner. So I drew out one really long, but then we have a whole bunch, see, that I like drew in. So that's the new thing we should be doing. Let's not make our eyeliner super, super thick because, I mean, it looks good, obviously, on a lot of people, but when you have smaller eyes and either smaller lid space, when you start making your wing larger, even a little bit, makes a really big difference and often is not the look you're trying to do, right? So those are swatches of the JENWAN Duo. That's the Huda Beauty, and then that is Medium Bronze and Warm Bronze from Iconic London. So you can see that the JENWAN is a little more hard pressed. You don't get like full on pigment the way you do with these kind of slightly more powdery. I can't even say more powdery, they're not even powdery. It's just that the JENWAN one is so hard pressed, but their duo in the Bronze and Glow Duo is not particularly hard pressed. This is a really good shade for bronzer and contour. Same with the shades here, also with the Medium Bronze from Iconic London. Next is lip products, the Merit Beauty Tinted Lip Oil and Au Naturel. That's what I have on the lips today. I basically applied a lip liner over my entire lip, blotted the whole thing away until there was almost nothing left, but it just like makes your lips a little bigger. And then I applied this. So pretty, yeah? I feel like every time I apply this, I'm always like, wow, I look so like naturally put together, yeah? Especially in the video where I did just talking specifically about the Merit Beauty products. When I put it on, even on camera, I was like, oh my God, I like look so much better the second I apply that lip color. So anyway, that's that. I'm not really gonna, oh, I could swatch this for you. It's kind of hard to swatch because it, when I apply it on the lips, it's obviously not as pigmented because it's a sheer formula that your natural lip color will show through. And then this is the Airy Lip Blur from Kathy Doll. It's Hello Kitty. It's in the shade Peach Rose. I talked about this in my Yes Style video, and it is the matte formula, but it's so thin. And I just think it actually does a really good job of filling in lip lines and making your lips look a little less lined. And when you pair it with a gloss, which I always ended up doing, it looked so good. Here, let's just put some gloss right on top of it so you can see. Okay, so we just added some gloss to it. I mean, look at that, so beautiful. The e.l.f. concealers, when I don't know what concealer to reach for, I reach for this. I also generally love reaching for this concealer. So I have shades 30W and 33W. So I've been using 33W in the inner corner, and then I'll go over it with 30W, and it just acts as my corrector and brightener, and it's just so good. Now, it's not a lot of coverage. I don't know if you would get, I almost think light medium is about where we're at. Medium is a stretch for sure, and that's on me. And I have a preference for kind of low to medium coverage. So yeah, you're not gonna get a lot of coverage out of this. You could maybe use it as like a topper concealer, like you put on whatever you think really does like your canceling out, and then use something like this to bring life back to the under eye. But I didn't even set this today. I don't really need to. I know it's kind of odd not to have to set a glowy concealer, but this one is just kind of in the middle where it doesn't get super glowy. Like you can definitely see a little bit of shine where like there's like a little divot, but I don't really mind that. All right, guys, we are almost done. So the last two Complexion products, well, yeah, in a way. Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin. Y225 is the shade. This is a very commonly reached for foundation this month because finally, you know, we are in summer and this just works so well. It has a good amount of coverage. I would say like medium to full, like if you want to build it. And it just looks really good. Even the lightest layer will mattify your skin. And I've been mixing it with the CeraVe. Oh, someone told me how to say it and I forgot again. The Hydrating Mineral Sunscreen. It's the tinted version. So on most days I would reach for this by itself, but maybe if I like did a treatment the night before and I need a little bit more moisturization, I'll like bring this in and I'll just mix them to equal parts. And it looks so good. So in the winter, I can't wait. I'm probably, this might be like an exclusive base product for me. The tint here is just, okay, we'll do swatches. The tint here looks so good if you have like warm skin. Warm or neutral warm. I honestly think if you're cool toned, it probably won't look good on you. Like you'll see it. Because I know that when I use sunscreens that are like more beige or pink, it does not look good on my skin. So that's the CeraVe and that is the Makeup Forever. So good, right? And then I just like mix them together. It's what I have like on my face today is a blend of the two. Look at, just perfect and beautiful. This e.l.f. brush. It's the Putty Primer Applicator brush. So it has a little, so you can scoop the primer out. I saw this on TikTok, I think, and someone was talking about using it for foundation and it looked so beautiful. And the IT Cosmetics dual-ended brush, the one with like a foundation brush and a concealer brush on either side, that one is like one of the absolute best ones. That one, even the IT Cosmetics brushes with Ulta, their version of that, still very good. And I actually have bought the e.l.f. version of that and I'll review it for you in like an Ulta haul, but this brush has stood out. If you do cream contour, which you probably do, or cream bronzer, because that's all that's been released, we're actually in like a lull for eyeshadow palettes and complexion products, which I guess is kind of a welcome change because sometimes it just seems so overwhelming. But I'm sure once we kind of hit fall releases, we're gonna get all those palettes again. So don't worry, it's coming. Get this. You can use it for your cream foundation, liquid foundation. You can use it for your cream contour, cream bronzer. You could even use it for blush. For me, I like a less blushed look and this would apply a lot more pigment, but maybe you'll like it for that. I already bought a backup. Not even a backup. I just want to have one for foundation if I want it available and one for cream contour. So good. The next brush I want to talk to you about is the Smashbox Camera Ready Powder Foundation Brush. I got mine at TJ Maxx and it was $14.99. I got this, I don't know, first week of July, something like that. So in the center you have this like dense powder brush look, and then on the outside is this dual fiber stipply stuff. It is amazing. If you like powder foundation, this brush is life-changing. Like, wow. So I use my Makeup Forever. I'm trying to figure out when I should change over because I do have a fresh pan, but it still hasn't broken yet, so we're gonna keep using it. So mine is in the shade Y235. When I apply this to my face, I literally feel like I look so perfect. It buffs such a perfect amount and in such a perfect way onto my face. I look instantly healthy matte, and if I just do a little spray down, oh my God, my skin looks divine. And it's so beautiful, you can't even tell that it's on there. And I'm not speaking to any other powder foundation besides this one. I haven't used any kind of powder foundation that is as good as this, because this is so thin, it's so beautiful. It looks beautiful if you use it to just top off your makeup, finish your makeup. I've used it in every capacity that you can use a face powder. So good. This brush, so I think I saw it on the Macy's website, so I'll link it. And if you're at TJ Maxx, I love this line of Smashbox brushes, more so the face complexion products. For a line of synthetics, it's really, really good. All right, those are July favorites. I don't know if there's anything we need to follow up with you guys on, or if I have questions for you. This highlight on the skin though, like, so pretty. It just looks so naturally pretty. Okay, anyway, those are July favorites for 2021. I will see you in the next video.